Kenny Clark, and this is Lombardi's Bar.
This is one of my favorite podcasts to do.
I'm just, blessed and thankful to be a part of this podcast. It's a great podcast. It's a great interview.
Maybe I know that you guys, obviously being the best Packers podcast that's out there.
I had Malort this weekend, so I'm not tasting anything.
Oh, good.
He did.
God.
He did. That was fantastic. Because they said, "Did you ever try Malort?" And I said, "No." And then they said, "Do you want to take a shot of Malort?" I said, "No," but I did.
Wait, who said
it's called peer pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to get in a high honors English class once, and they called my parents and were like, "Hey, just tell him he can't do it."
It shows. It really shows. I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show. Hello, Green Bay Packer fans. Welcome to another edition of Lombardi's Bar here on the Game On Wisconsin YouTube channel. I am your bartender, Dan Connick. Thank you so much for joining us today. Oh, what's this that I'm wearing? Oh, it's just the victory chain. You know what that means? The Packers got a big win on Sunday against the Chargers at Lambeau. And the Packers are one game out of the playoffs. I never thought I would be saying that as we head into Thanksgiving. Appreciate everyone jumping into the chat here. Emma, Jay, welcome in, guys. Everyone that's joining us from other certain podcasts that aren't going live tonight, no days off at the bar. It's the busiest bar night of the year. We're definitely opening up the bar. Let's get these two barflies in here. It's Todd Varney and Jimmy Christensen joining us. Boys, how are we doing? Happy Turkey Day, boys.
Happy Turkey Day to you too. But nobody's joining us from other shows. They also are just like, night off for us.
Unless they subscribe to the Game On Wisconsin YouTube channel and get notified every time that we go live.
That's a good point.
Those
Great
7
point.
people are here already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We hit our quota.
Anyway, guys, like I said, the chain is out. The Packers got to win. How do we feel about it? I gotta say, I almost felt better about this team after the loss against Pittsburgh than I did after the win on Sunday.
Why? I thought they looked fine. Like, we still had some mistakes, but like, we finally, one of these drives where the defense gave the go-ahead touchdown, we answer on offense, and then the defense finally stopped them. Like, it wasn't. We've been so bad with close games, and we finally pulled one out. So I was happy about it.
I texted a few people after they scored the go-ahead touchdown and just said, just enough time left on the clock for this defense to do what Joe Barry does best and let it fall apart, and we get the loss, that we stay on the fire Joe Barry path, like that train keeps rolling. We keep a slot, a shot at the top 5 draft pick, but we saw some really good things out of a young offense. But unfortunately they won. So
they tried.
Yeah, that's just it. Like
Quentin Williams drop it, or Johnson, whatever his name is.
When you take like a drop in the end zone, a drop inside the 5, a fumble inside the 5, Quentin Johnson, that's at least a field goal.
Pulling MVS.
Yeah, just big week for MVS out there.
Or that Parham dropped that dropped wide open pass on the first drive.
Yep. Yeah, like they handed the game to the Packers, and they still managed to almost blow it. So these are the games that they got to lose if they want a top 5 pick. You can't go out and win games like this and expect to be, picking top 5.
Hey,
This is how you end up with the left tackle out of Notre Dame in the first round, guys. This is the kind of shit.
I honestly trade back and then reach for one in the second round.
I'm convinced if we win tomorrow, I'm convinced we are a playoff team. Like, if we win tomorrow, we're making the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, like that.
Are we wearing the same hat, Todd? No, you got
different color. Yeah,
green Carhartt.
Todd has the forest green. You've got the charcoal heather gray.
No, this is green, dude.
Jimmy just has different
That's-
lighting. I feel like my
I
green's
know what color my hat is, Daniel.
it's
How
a
you gonna
different
tell me it's not?
it's a different green than your sweatshirt, and that's closer to what my green is. So
Yeah.
when I saw that they were in the hunt, I tweeted out. I legitimately looked last week because I was like, they got to be mathematically eliminated from the playoffs already.
Nope. Just one game away.
Nope. In the hunt. So yeah, I'm not thrilled about that, guys. They're gonna fuck around and end up picking 20.
If we would have
Yeah.
beat the Vikings, we'd be the wild card team right now, wouldn't we? We'd both be 5-5.
Yeah, and if ifs and buts were peanuts and nuts, we'd all have a Merry fucking Christmas. But
I fucking hate you so much.
I think it's Thanksgiving first.
Big dumb bitch.
But no, okay. But seriously, Jimmy,
Yes.
I think you're absolutely right. If they go into Detroit and beat the Lions on Thanksgiving, they're not a contender by any means, but they are definitely pushing themselves toward a playoff spot more than a top 5 spot. Like
Yeah.
looking at the schedule, like it becomes much easier after this little run of the Lions and the Chiefs here back to back. After that, it's games that are very winnable if you don't fuck around. And I mean, if you can beat the Lions, I can't believe I'm saying this. If you can beat the Lions in Detroit, that really shows you what kind of a team you are.
Isn't it weird?
I know
That is
I've said this a
conversation.
lot. This is the dumbest thing we've ever talked about on this show. This is not a playoff team.
No, it's
Wait,
okay. In a normal in a year where the NFC wasn't a complete ass, yes,
Right.
not a playoff
Right.
team. But in the vision right now where we're 4-6 and one game away from making the playoffs, and you have the Seahawks who have the next 4 games, or the 49ers twice, the Eagles, and the Cowboys.
Geno Smith is banged up.
Geno Smith's banged out. They could easily slide out of that. I'm just saying, like, we have no business being in the playoffs, but we might
Right.
fuck around and find ourselves in the playoffs just because the NFC sucks.
That's honestly like maybe the worst part about this season, is because if this Packers team was the team from 2 years ago, 3 years ago in this NFC, they've already locked up the number 1 seed, basically. Like there's no question about this team competing for a Super Bowl 2 or 3 years ago in this conference right now. I almost kind of wish that the top tier teams are running away with this and there's no hope of getting into the playoffs, because then at that point the losses become a little bit easier. Now at this point you've given the team hope. You've given some of this fan base hope of
Not Todd. Todd's like, fuck this guy.
I don't want hope.
Yeah, I know. He's refusing to accept it. They're
Take
trying
it-
to offer it.
Take
to him.
it back.
Who do you guys feel? I was thinking about it, and I honestly feel more confident. I shouldn't say confident. Feel like we have better chance against the Chiefs than we do against the Lions.
I agree.
Like, I still think we could beat the Lions, but with the way our team is right now, with the health of it, I don't think we can pull anything out of our ass. Just divisional games, you never know what could happen. But I just think the Chiefs really don't look that great lately. Their defense does, but their offense, they're fucking throwing to MVS when it's crunch time. Like, you're
Jimmy,
never going to win a
Right.
game like that.
I put that comment up specifically for you.
For me?
Yeah, you're absolutely
what?
delusional right now. I think this team could beat the Chiefs. I really think this.
I didn't say they
Are
could
you-
beat the Chiefs. I said I feel like we have a better chance against the Chiefs than the Lions. That's literally what I said. I never said I feel like we can beat the Chiefs. We have a better chance against the Chiefs. The Lions are a better team than the Chiefs, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't listen to no.
Same brain, Kelsey. Same brain.
No. Mm-mm.
That's pretty fucked. Sorry, David.
She's already told me where I stand amongst the rankings of Lombardi's Bar co-host. So, and it's top 2, not 1.
What the fuck, Kelsey?
You guys want to jump into buying around here?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Everyone's super excited about it. Todd, why don't you kick us off? Who are you buying around for?
It was a close one this week. I actually had two people that were on there. One who I have already mentioned firing in this episode, Joe Barry was up there simply because this defense to go out without your top 5 preferred secondary players. Oh, how many games have they played with both of their middle linebackers? Like not getting progression out of your defensive line. And I know some of that is his fault, but like to not see improvement in a lot of these areas, to have the types of injuries that they've had, just mass amounts of them, and to still be going out there and keeping games close, I think says a lot about what's going on, for as much as we bag on him. But he's not my buy around.
We also did just mention at least 17 points where the Chargers just didn't. Like,
which is why he's not my buy around.
Yeah.
But I do want to give him a little bit of credit, because for the amount of guys that this team's missing, he's still week in and week out keeping them in the game. But I'm going to go buy around Jordan Love. Finally, I think the last couple of weeks really starting to come around. We're seeing a little bit of a glimpse into what people have been saying that they see in him more consistently, making some good off-platform throws, seems to be making better reads throughout the games. For a while, I know I was a little bit starting to lean on the like, are they just telling us what they need us to hear when they're like, yeah, Jordan looks great. This is the best we've seen him look. And then he kind of walks out and you're like, this looks kind of mediocre. So buy around for him. Great to see him finally really starting to step forward and progress. And it helps that he's got people making plays around him finally.
Yeah. No, Jordan Love's definitely looked good the last couple games. And I'd say there's always like 4 or 5 wild plays or wild throws. Like you mentioned, the off-platform ones. Dusty shared a clip where he kind of like wrapped his arm, side-armed it around Khalil Mack for a good gain. But then the one thing is like, it's those sometimes like the easy shots, like that one to Musgrave where he's going down the sideline, possibly, most likely would have been a touchdown. Just missed that or overthrew it. It's like those ones that just still frustrate the shit out of me, but which could just be timing and getting there. But it's those wild plays that give you hope that that easy shit will come along.
If he figures out how and when to put touch on a pass and when to throw a fucking piss missile, like,
yeah,
because it seems like every time that you just need to float it, just put some touch on it, he just throws a rocket.
Yeah.
And then every time that he needs to just like throw a rocket, he's like, let me just loft this up over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was the Dobbs one. Like you were saying, the Dobbs one, he needed to kind of rifle it down there, but he underthrew it because he lofted it. And then, he mixed up the Dobbs Musgrave, the touch.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like you watch, I love watching Dusty and John Kuhn's analysis of the offense each week. And John had I call him John first name basis. John,
I heard you guys.
John Kuhn had he had some notes, like he kind of some bullet points, and the one that really stuck out to me was like for every miss that Jordan Love has, he's got like 2 dimes to go with. Like you watch like QB School always does a good job breaking down stuff, and it's like it's like every, like you go like 1, 2, 3, like wow, these are really good, like he's killing it, and then there's one that's just like fuck, like man, that was right there, like you just and something that JT O'Sullivan has said is like we've been pretty spoiled with how accurate a quarterback could be the last 16 years. I think the accuracy we kind of see with Jordan Love is a little bit closer to the NFL average than I think maybe we're used to. So I think some of that is perception sometimes. But yeah, man, if he can just figure some of those, even just half of those misses, man, that changes this offense.
What do you think?
One hell of a take there from O'Sullivan, that Jordan Love is not as accurate as one of the most accurate passers we've ever seen play the game of football. That's riveting stuff. JT.
Todd does not take a does not miss a chance to just be an absolute asshole for no reason at all.
Tis the season.
Tis the season, baby. What do you think the ratio should? So, like you said, it's like 2-1 right now for him. Like, what do you think that has to get to be at that kind of like top level? Let's say top 10 quarterback level, like 4-1.
Yeah, I think if you say like you have maybe like one of those plays a half, if you have like 2 or 3 out of let's say out of like he threw the ball 40 times this week, 27 29 completions, let's say on like 10 of those he needs to be like completely spot on accurate. If you can make 1 or 2 more of those happen, yeah, that changes it.
Okay.
I think like he's this like it's this close to getting to another level.
He's closer to being a great quarterback than an absolute shit quarterback.
Yes, that's a great summation of it. Yeah. Does that type of feel come with experience? For me, I think it comes with some experience. I think it's a little bit of both, but I think it's mostly experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more that he's able to read defenders and, figure out how their rotations are going, I think that's probably what's playing a little bit of it is he's like, oh shit, I got to rocket this in there because that safety's moving over when actually he's not. Yeah. And I think, again, just a little bit more feel for rolling with the guys. I'm with Sanjay here on this one. Like there's no chance the Packers are going to ruin my Thanksgiving because I'm expecting this kind of an outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just eat and have a good day.
I feel like you're to the point though, if they win, that might ruin your Thanksgiving. That pause says it all, man.
I don't want to get hope. I don't want to believe in these guys. Like if you're going to be bad, be bad. Get a good pick. If you're not going to be bad, then win the fucking Super Bowl.
That mediocrity is what gets you. The Bucs were like that forever. They're always a 8-seed playoff team until they blew it up.
That's it's a great point that I've been saying for years. But yeah, Sanjay's right.
That's a great point I've been saying for years. Fucking snob.
I think Sanjay. Here's what I'll say about Sanjay's point there on not having a chance. Not that point. The first one. I think it's a situation. It's a situation against a lot of these teams. Like I said, against the Chargers, it's either going to be a absolute street fight where it's a 3-point, 4-point game at the end, or it's a runaway for the Lions. I just don't think this team is set up to run away from anybody. And so I think it's either going to be that or it's going to end up being, a slugfest like we saw on last 5 weeks. Jimmy, who do you want to pay the tab or buy around? I should say. Who would you like to buy around for?
Yeah, I'm going with your fellow Bowling Green mate. I'm going with Carl Brooks. Right now, he's ranked number 1 among rookie defensive linemen per PFF grade and second among all rookies. He just got his 3rd sack this game. He's been a player too that this defensive line went from kind of a big question mark on depth. I know Todd was happy to see Dean Lowry leave, so we had some new pieces fill that area. But I did not think this rookie class was going to be doing as well. Like the highlight of that defensive line was going to be Van Ness, like out of the rookies. And right now, I feel like he's 3rd. Like Wooden and Brooks, Wooden, and then Ness is kind of the order in my mind right now, which is great when you have them stepping up. When you already have Kenny Clark. You have Wyatt who has made a leap his sophomore year, and TJ Slayton seems to be coming into his own. So this defensive line has done a lot of stuff, and I think Carl Brooks has been a big part of it. Man,
I couldn't agree with you more. Carl Brooks is my dude. I love the kid. I don't know if it was in the chat here or if it was on Twitter, somebody said he's got some Mike Daniels in him. And I kind of get that vibe.
Yeah.
I think he psychopath, and I think you pair that with the complex of having to play or playing in an underrated conference like the MAC. People underestimate you. people don't think that you can, survive in the NFL. And yeah, to come out the way that he has been, fuck, man, like, and doing it on, he's been doing it in special teams too. Had the field goal block. He's all over the place, and I love to see that. I love to see a kid like that thrive. So yeah, big ups to Carl.
What do you put him like? He's in argument for like the third best interior defensive lineman right now. Just out of play, like his is a smaller sample size, so he is obviously like fresher than Slayton and
Sure.
Wyatt, who are out there longer. But like impact and plays, he's been there. He's been doing so. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I think it goes Kenny and Slayton. Like, it's weird because like they're different. They're different type of players. Kenny and Slayton Slayton especially has been tasked more with that running game. Eating up the guys. Brooks is like Brooks feels more like that Kenny Clark, Mike Daniels sort of player that wants to pass rush first from the inside of the defensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
And I love guys like that because I love the Gravedigger. I love Slayton. I love all that guys that'll chew up blocks, but it is sexy as hell to see a big man get through the middle of the line there and get after the quarterback.
Keep it in your pants, pervert.
Maybe a big week with Jonah Jackson out for the Lions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why do you guys think, Jimmy, you were talking about the rookies there. Why do you guys think Lucas Van Ness isn't playing?
I feel like they're just doing the same shit they did with Rashawn Gary.
Like he had 12 snaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just their fucking MO. Like even last year with
Mhm.
Wyatt, Kenny Clark said when he talked with us, saying like he should be on the field more. But he just
Right.
the Packers. I feel like it doesn't matter how much you've shown in practice, whatever. Like if they feel like they have solid veterans in front of you, they played fucking Dean Lowry ahead of Wyatt last year. So like this case, they at least have Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith.
So
And Kingsley and Lombardi has been playing pretty fucking well.
So Kingsley, just looking at this, he played 34% of the snaps. Preston was at 78 and Rashawn was at 69%. So like there's opportunities to get on the field, but just wild to see. I mean, good to see Kingsley getting that kind of an opportunity. I think we all felt like he was going to be a pretty good player. But surprised to see your first round pick just not getting on the field.
If it was any other team, I'd be surprised. This is just the MO at this point.
Do
you
kind of pisses me off at times, but yeah.
I was gonna ask something I forgot.
Okay.
Great podcast.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Jasmine.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for
Jasmine.
stopping by, even after everything that Jimmy said.
Hey, call me Jim Irsay.
Jesus Christ.
My black mama would be disappointed right now. You guys saw his tweet, right?
We saw the tweet, Jimmy. That's why we're laughing. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to buy around for the young tight ends. Sweet, tight young ends, baby.
Jesus Christ.
God, which tight end almost scored that touchdown? It was like super close, just a toe out of bounds.
Who
Kraft? Which one's the better blocker?
Well, if you ask
who caught the ball and stepped out of bounds? Yes.
If you ask Brian Baldinger,
it's a high school kid.
Tucker Kraft scored that touchdown, and he has a chem exam tomorrow.
Tucker Kraft 25. Congratulations.
But yeah, Tucker Kraft, not only just a great game this week and has been, propelling himself further into the conversation of, getting more opportunities alongside Musgrave. But the comment after the game of referring to Jordan or making the analogy of Jordan Love as Doc Holliday from one of the great all-time movies, Tombstone, was chef's kiss. And I appreciate Tucker giving you son of a bitch.
I've been to Tombstone. I've just never seen the movie Tombstone.
Go watch the movie over the holiday, Jimmy. Trust me.
When you watch The Boys, I'll watch Tombstone.
Okay, deal. But then also Musgrave, obviously before the injury, playing outside of his mind. And not only have we seen him just develop into a outstanding target, but his blocking has picked up. He had a great block on that Reed end around touchdown. And then just with the injury, like to come out and play 19 more snaps after your kidney has been sliced open like a veal cutlet.
What did Matt
big
LaFleur
ups.
say? He called Jaden Reed a war daddy or something. That's Musgrave. Musgrave is my war daddy.
So shout out to the young tight ends and big ups to Kraft. He's going to get the opportunity rest of the year.
You
basically.
gotta quit saying young tight ends. We are gonna get fucking pulled off.
It's not. You know what? You're right, Matt. You can put it back up. It's the sweet, sweet, tight young ends.
Yeah. Todd got in trouble once on a podcast we did for saying I was a very cute 17-year-old.
Well,
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It's not in audio or anything.
That was AI. You guys.
Yeah, that was it. 3 years ago before ChatGPT came out.
Yep.
a
deep fake.
Who do we want to have pay the tab, Jimmy?
I did Stenovich. I'm getting really
You
fucking
did put
sick of
Stenovich.
this switching offensive linemen every series. Just pick your best 5 and fucking roll with it. It makes zero sense to keep shuffling in Sean Ryan for a couple series, Nijman for a couple series. Pick your 5, fucking stick with it, and go for the game. Like at this point, it's just ridiculous. They're not able to gain that much experience when they're in there for 2 series. When they're in there for
There's
2
a fucking
series
fly
and then
flying
leave.
around.
I know, but
Yeah, I know. You
I had to
swatted
do it too.
over here.
Anyways, pick your 5, fucking stick with it for a game, adjust after that. But don't put Sean Ryan in, get everyone's hopes up, take him back out, and then put him in 5 series later. Makes no sense. It's frustrating.
What I don't understand is, well, first off, yes, like overall, I don't understand why he feels the need to do that in the middle of the game like that.
I can understand a benching. I just don't understand an unbenching. If you're going to bench a player, he's done for the day. He's not going to learn his lesson sitting on the bench for a series. He's not going to all of a sudden be like, you know what? I'm going to play well.
It doesn't feel like a benching. It feels like it's intentional. Like he's saying you get, like it's a fucking preseason game, which is what I don't understand is if for some brain dead reason, you're treating your offensive line rotation in the middle of November, December games as you would in a preseason game, and you're gonna give guys different opportunities. What I don't understand is why you're doing it on and off series like this. Like you're swapping out series. If the idea is to evaluate, why wouldn't you let them work together for one half and then flip to your other one that you want to see otherwise? But again, just the logic of even saying that points back to the fact that it's so fucking dumb to do that on an NFL roster in a November game. It doesn't make any sense.
I think what makes it the dumbest is that what we've seen so far this year, and Dan, this will segue right in for you, is that the more players this team puts on the field, the more people they put on the injury report. So if you play 8 offensive linemen, you're probably going to have a good majority of them end up on the injury report. So if you only play 5, like they can't all, I don't want to say they can't get hurt standing on the sideline because this team,
knock on wood.
I mean, it's something that I feel like is coming. So it just, but again, like the fewer guys you play, the less likely they are to end up on the injury report. You're going to end up with 2-3 guys playing the same position, all getting hurt. It's gross.
Negligent.
Yeah. I mean, it just, yeah, it's so like Corey said, it's like high school style. You run these guys out here like this, and I just, it's the offensive line. It's not, this isn't like they brought in James Robinson, and you have to see if he does well on 3rd and long, or he does well in this formation or whatever. You need to rotate guys to get. It's the offensive line. The whole idea is to get cohesion between everybody. You've had off-season, preseason, and now over half of an NFL season with these guys to see who works well together. And you could tell pretty easily who's doing better than somebody else. So what is the point? That I don't see the rationalization for it. I don't. Only bad things can happen from it. Speaking of bad things, my pay the tab, fucking injuries. God damn, man.
Sorry, I really like that you skipped Todd's segue into yours just to create your own.
I tried to pick up off of Todd's segue.
Yeah, sure. No, it was great.
But yeah, I mean, to see an injury report with 16 people on it, and thank God the Aaron Jones injury isn't as awful as we maybe all kind of were thinking it looked on Sunday, because the way he looked coming off of the field there looked like a guy who knew deep down his time was done, for the team, like on the team or something.
Yeah, I thought that was the last Aaron Jones snap we saw.
Yeah. Diving in on this one, also pay the tab for anybody that was tweeting out or talking about that being Aaron Jones' last play with the Green Bay Packers. Immediately, like before he was even in the locker room. Get fucked.
Get fucked. Wait, so like even me thinking that, or since I didn't tweet it, am I okay?
You didn't tweet it. You didn't put it out in the public. You're okay. It's okay to have thoughts, Jimmy. You can.
Even me?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you don't have many of them, so keep them coming.
I have a lot of them. They just aren't very good. There's a difference in that.
Yeah. You sent me I don't remember what it was. You texted me something the other day, though, that I was like, this is the shit that I deal with from this.
Was it the animal breeding?
Yes.
I texted him. I said, if you could breed any two animals, what would you breed?
We weren't having a conversation. This was completely out of the blue.
I was a little high.
What?
This was after you spent 4 hours wandering the woods looking for your deer stand.
I wasn't high for that part. I just couldn't find my fucking chair.
He texted me at like 8 o'clock and was like, yeah, so I set my stand up and now I can't find it.
Yeah.
He set it up the night before and now he couldn't find it the next day. And I assumed
it was a camouflage chair in the woods. Like it did its job. It
worked a little too well.
It worked too well.
Well, and I figured that he would like find it within like a half hour or so. He texted me 4 hours later, found it. Like I would have given up by then, dude. Like
I did for a while.
Turns out I'm not a hunter anymore.
He went and got high and then came back down and then went out and found it again.
No, I had my brother-in-law help me find it because he helped me put it somewhere. I was like, dude, you gotta help me. I can't find this shit at all.
Oh. But yeah, back to the injury. I mean, to see Jones go out like that, and then Emmanuel Wilson, like 10 snaps later, dislocated his shoulder, and then as I already mentioned, Lucas Musgrave spatchcocking his kidney. It's been rough, and yeah, fuck injuries. That's all I have to say about it.
Yep.
What was that?
Spatchcock?
Snatchcock?
Spatchcock.
I don't.
Oh, keep trying, Jimmy. You'll get it.
I still don't.
You're off to a great start.
It's when you're cooking a bird, like a turkey or chicken or something, and you cut it up like its belly and like put it into like a butterfly to cook it like more evenly.
Kelsey,
spatchcocking.
Has Chef Dan ever done this for you? They ever prepared a bird for you in such a manner?
I have spatchcocked things in the past, and today
Is that a metaphor?
we brined a Thanksgiving turkey together.
Well, that has nothing to do with spatchcock. Are you gonna spatchcock?
Last time he
I don't know.
spatchcock, he had Howie.
Terrific.
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
So there, I don't know if you guys know. I tend to be a bit dramatic from time to time, and there aren't many things in this world that truly irritate, that get under my skin and irritate me. One of those things that absolutely does is Jimmy.
Yeah.
When he sends me a specific brand of message. And the one that he sent me the other day that almost got me to drive to his house just to kick him in the nuts said, I can't wait for my Jaden Reed jersey to get here.
I didn't actually buy one. I was fucking with you. I didn't actually buy one.
I was so mad. I was so mad at you.
That was the point, but then I didn't get yelled at. I was like, well, that failed.
When I'm truly mad, I get quiet. I don't respond.
Jimmy's just a toddler.
Then I'm happy again because I was like, oh, fuck, that didn't work, but it did.
No, I was so pissed.
No, I didn't buy one.
God, don't.
I won't until next year. I get one jersey a year. I already spent it on the curse breaker right here.
Yeah, well, he's doing a great job at not scoring touchdowns. So
well, he's doing a great job blocking too. Ask the Athletic Nate Tice on Twitter.
That's not even real.
But he's doing a bang up job in AP History 101.
Exactly. You know what honestly worries about me with Tucker Kraft is that Christian Watson's dad came out to defend him, and I thought, God damn it, now he's gonna just drop everything, and it's just I feel like that's more of a curse than me buying a jersey. Just throwing that out there.
You've got a much better.
Nah, I'm just going to push it off me.
The body of work you have going, Jimmy, is
what? Sam Congato should be Hall of Famer. Rodgers,
He's a doctor.
Hall of Famer. Clay Matthews, Packers Hall of Fame. Dobbs scored a touchdown. Kenny Clark, player jersey or t-shirt jersey, kind of counts. Quay Walker hasn't pushed any non-player at all this year. You're welcome.
You're welcome, Quay.
Yeah, because of me.
What other jerseys don't you have up? So
they're burned. They're burned.
I can see. Is that MVS behind Mason?
Nope.
Yes. Is that a Chris Barnes jersey over your shoulder?
Yes. He's doing great. I went through a phase where I would buy jerseys or T-shirts after I'd interview players, and besides Jamal Williams,
what is Chris Barnes doing?
He's on the Cardinals, I think.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
I got a Marshawn Lynch jersey. He's killing it right now. I didn't curse him. Granted, his career ended like a year after I got it, but whatever.
All right, so let's talk about this game here a little bit tomorrow.
Don't take the Broncos lightly.
Just down the I-75. You can't take the Broncos lightly.
You can't.
Sean Payton's turned it around.
Do we have any hope about that? We already sort of talked about this. Like, who's in the camp? Like, I want to hear from Chad. I want to hear where do we all stand with this? Because Kelsey asked the question she asks every year at Thanksgiving: Is my Thanksgiving going to be ruined by football? And I said, I'm going into tomorrow like Todd with zero expectation for anything good happening. If something miraculously does happen good and we win, I'll be fucking insufferable. I might streak through the neighborhood with my Packer flag. But other than that, I'm not expecting good things to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Todd nailed it when he said they can't ruin Thanksgiving because we don't expect to win. Like, you
can't kill what's already dead.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, honestly, I wish the one thing that's like in my brain, like maybe there's a chance, is I saw of how the Lions, the first 5 weeks were like 7th in defensive DVOA. Now they're 32nd. And in my head, I'm like, well, the Chargers had a terrible defense and we won against them. Maybe we could do that against the Lions. I know it's just all bullshit trying to get my hopes up, which will probably work tomorrow. Today, it's a little more logical. Tomorrow, it's just the irrational Packer fan comes out and I'm going to convince myself we have a chance. But right now, like, it's going to be, they're such a good fucking team.
I think what happened with them last weekend against the Bears, like, once they realized they were fucking around and going to lose that game, they won it. Like, they just took over and won it, which tells me they were looking ahead. We have had, they put a target on our back years ago, and it's been there ever since. This is a game that they get up for. This team is very similar to the team that played Week 18 last year, that with a playoff spot on the line, going against a team that had nothing to play for, got absolutely manhandled. There's nothing that makes me believe that this team can get up to play a game tomorrow like Detroit can.
And now that Gibbs is going, like, I would not be shocked if this offense puts up 300 rushing yards on us. Like, that's how Montgomery has just rejuvenated behind the best. The thing is, too, they have the best offensive line in the NFL. Like, there's no argument. In my mind, Eagles are the second. Like, the Lions solidify themselves as best offensive line. And Montgomery's just looked like a fucking monster. Gibbs, they're finally using him. Like, that's the thing. It's like this team is built in their best areas to combat the Packers' fucking weakest areas. And it's just going to kill us.
I saw a prop bet on FanDuel today where it was like plus 250 for David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs to combine for 150 rushing yards.
Put your life savings.
What?
Yeah.
150 rushing.
Worst case scenario, Howie doesn't go to college.
Yeah. I'm going to put my kid's life insurance on the line for it and say, hey, give me that.
One stat to look at positively if you're heading into this game as a Packer fan. Since the NFL merger back in 1969.
Are we talking about moons?
The Lions are 0-12 on Thanksgiving when the moon is in a waxing gibbous phase. 0-12.
Yeah.
And we are in a waxing gibbous phase.
You're so similar to Aaron Rodgers.
Corey
Why
reminded
do you
me
just
of
say
something
things
here with his 2-down lineman concept. That long run that Eckler had to the outside pissed me off so bad because they had like 4 down linemen and they had the edges in there and they all crashed inside and they just like went out. But you could like just Joe and Matt were both like, well, we gave you all the down linemen in the world and you couldn't stop it. Like, because you fucking had them all like they were going to run a tush push when that's not what they were doing. And then also back to, I did have a poll that I tweeted out
That's offensive.
On the first series of the game, which was decidedly Matt LaFleur was absolutely, yes, the worst play caller in the league. The third down, like me sitting here watching that game on TV, when they lined up for the tush push on 3rd and 1, I was like, oh, they're going to run the little sweep that the Raiders ran the other night. And I knew it was going to happen because Matt doesn't have the balls to do that on 4th down. So what does he do on 4th down? Runs a pass to the flat that doesn't have the receiver getting past the sticks.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, at what point do you go, this is how that, like, if my dumbass sitting here on a couch can go, here's what they're running. That's not a good play.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Especially when you're trying to be tricky and creative.
You're completely right about the 4th down play. I think that's more on, was that Musgrave?
That's on Musgrave. You have to get past the sticks.
You have to go past the sticks. And then if you, I go back to the QB school, he mentioned the way that play is designed is the wide receivers are supposed to create that screen. They're supposed to get in the way. And I think it was Reed who just kind of like lollygagged through the screen. He let his defender come right at him. But also with that, to Todd's point, you can see if you watch the film, the guy, I don't know who tackles Musgrave there. I don't know if it was Derwin James or not. Whoever it was, right when Musgrave motions in there, he's immediately pointing to where Musgrave where they're gonna go with the ball. And that's fine. But if you can execute on the back end like you're supposed to, it doesn't fucking matter if they know where you're going with it, you know?
One of the things I don't understand why we haven't, like the NFL, you steal plays that beat you. Like, and I don't know why we haven't taken that play where the running back is behind the quarterback and then shifts a little bit off center and we pitch it outside. The Falcons fucking killed us on that. The Saints beat us on that on a 4th down. There's one other team, like that's been a play that's beat us consistently when everyone packs the middle, expecting an inside run, especially when you have AJ Dillon. Just shift that outside, pitch it, and then see how that goes. Like that's killed us time and time again. So instead of doing that pitch where you're looking like you're going to do a tush push, which is some bullshit that Todd can fucking see from home, like just do a play where it doesn't, like, yeah, they're going to know it's going to be a pitch outside, but it's been set up right now where it's fucking beat teams crash into the middle. Like just, that seems like it would be a better try at this point because we see it be fucking successful multiple times.
Yeah. You want to jump into some bar bets, guys?
Yeesh.
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it. Your first bar bet here about the first half of the game tomorrow. Do the Packers score a first half touchdown against the Lions tomorrow? I'll kick it off. I'll go for Bakhtiari's yes, because I do think that this game stays relatively close in the first half. I think if things get away from the Packers, it'll be in the second half. So I'll say they keep it close. They score. They go a little tit for tat with them a little bit, and I'll say they do for Bakhtiari's. Todd,
I'm gonna go 5 Bakhtiari's yes. They haven't been starting as slow lately. I think, yeah, sure. Why not? Let's find that end zone in the first half, guys.
I'm following Todd. 5 Bakhtiari's, yes. Like I said, DVOA, 32nd. Chargers fucking killed him in the middle of the field. Let's get Christian Watson running through there. Use of speed. I think we can. It might be one of those ones that we score on like the first drive and then kind of stall out after it's not scripted. But yeah, I think we'll definitely score a first half touchdown.
Speaking of that offensive line, Adam Stenovich's offensive line, who has more offensive snaps on Thursday, Nyman or Walker? It was a 57-43% split in favor of Mr. Walker on Sunday. Jimmy? The head of the Stenovich fan club?
I loved him as an O-line coach. I hate him as an OC. That's not the side Hutchinson's on, right? Hutchinson will be over Tom?
Yeah.
You're just saying that.
Not sure. I don't know.
He typically lines up on that side.
Okay. And then I'll go Walker. 5 Bakhtiari's.
Okay. Todd?
5 Bakhtiari's Walker.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stick with that. 5 Bakhtiari's Walker. I think.
No, you got to catch up. Go Niger.
Shut up. Last one here. Went a little bit different with this one. Who has more yards per catch? So not total yards, but yards per catch. Tucker Kraft or Jaden Reed? Because I feel like if we go total yards, Reed has this one in the bag. But I feel like there's going to be times where Kraft gets some big chunk plays that can put them, that yards per catch average becomes a little bit closer. So
5 Bakhtiari's Reed, you're wrong. It won't be close.
I'm with Todd. We've seen everything Musgrave's done has been under like 15 yards. There hasn't been, or there might have been one deep shot to him. The other ones have been not connection. Kraft is coming in, probably doesn't have the great connection with Jordan Love because he's been second, even third tight end on the roster at times. I don't see it being a deep shot. It's just that underneath stuff for him. 5 Bakhtiari's Reed.
Okay. I'll disagree. I'll say Tucker Kraft. I'll go 5 Bakhtiari's on that to hopefully make up a little stuff there.
About to be in the hole.
I'm in the hole.
Real quick, John asking, should I add Patrick Taylor or James Robinson? Absolutely not.
No. Yeah.
The Packers' second and third running backs haven't been good fantasy players this year when it's A.J. Dillon as year 2. So I don't see them.
Who gets more yards out of those two this game, though?
Patrick Taylor. I'd be surprised if James Robinson touches the ball. He's there as an emergency third string running back.
I'd say that if he didn't already spend a month with the team.
I don't think he spent a month here.
3 weeks.
I think he was there for 2 weeks total.
And then they let him go. And then they let him go before even letting him sniff the field.
Yeah.
They let Patrick Taylor go a while ago, too.
Because they had to make a choice.
Because Aaron Jones and Emmanuel Wilson weren't in traction.
I know why. I'm just saying. I'm trying to make it somewhat.
You're just trying to make it somewhat obvious of how dumb you are?
No, I don't think I have to try for that.
Yeah,
I think that's
we all
just
know.
known, dude. Fuck off.
But yeah, I say give me Kraft. I think there's going to be some opportunities for him there, and I think it'll be Reed. They both have a good shot of. I think
you're already wrong, Dan. You don't have to
bet.
keep telling us why you're more wrong.
But I think Todd is wrong. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be close. I think they're both going to, when you average it out, probably catch. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, what's on the plate for tomorrow, guys?
I'm gonna eat a lot of potatoes, stuffing, and gravy.
No turkey, no meat, no.
I'm gonna have those as well. Did you want me to list everything
you're carb loading.
Do you want me to tell you everything that people eat at Thanksgiving?
How about
these are the things I'm excited about.
We're making some good like cooked Brussels sprouts and stuff. That'll be good.
Terrific. I bet those.
Well,
here's the thing. So our family group chat, my aunt said she was making green beans.
Casserole or just green beans?
So my mom asked me, like, hey, what are some things that you really like? I want to make sure if you're coming that we have those. And I was like, and she was like, I mean, like green bean casserole. And I was like, I thought Jill said she was making that. She was like, no, she's making the green beans. If you say you're bringing green beans and you show up without green bean casserole,
you're a dick.
You're eating in the driveway. Even though it is your house, Aunt Jill, you will still be eating in the driveway if there's not green bean casserole, but there is green beans.
And that applies only at Thanksgiving.
Only at Thanksgiving, yes.
Only at Thanksgiving.
Yep. Any other time
when you say green beans, I think just green beans. But if it's Thanksgiving, I'm thinking green bean casserole.
If somebody says I'm bringing the green beans to Thanksgiving, that's green bean casserole.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you're not coming to my house, Todd? That's pretty fucked up.
No, because you decided if I have to drive that far to your place,
you might as well go to Minnesota.
I might as well go to my family. It'd be a really tough sell for me to be like, yeah, I didn't want to drive all the way there, so I drove equally as far to go see Jim.
To fucking Maryland, Wisconsin. My Thanksgiving is gonna be fucking lame this year. Our family one got canceled because of COVID. My sisters got it, and then my kids.
Shout out, Jess. What up?
Yeah, shout out. My kids got it now because they hung out with them during opening weekend. So none of the older folks in the family wanted to go. So the kids are over at this point now, but
yeah.
Okay.
Well, boys, I'm thankful for you, for sure. Appreciate you and everything we get to talk about each week. You guys look at me like you're pissed at me.
That's
I was just waiting. I think I had PTSD from Todd. I was waiting for like a but. Like, but fuck you guys.
Thankful for everyone in the chat, everyone that shows up each week. Appreciate you guys sticking with us. If you haven't done so, if you're new to the show, make sure you go subscribe on the Game On Wisconsin YouTube channel to get notified every time that we go live here on the channel. We will go live post game tomorrow. We'll throw that up there, as you're getting ready for turkey. We'll break down everything that happens, good and bad, tomorrow. Make sure you're following us on all of our socials at Game On WI on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. You can follow all three of us at our socials in the little bubbles right below our names there. For producer Matt, for Jimmy, for Todd, I'm your bartender Dan saying cheers, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. And as always,